unedited. I haven't done one of these for a while. I've only got a few minutes, but is it on the best angle of me? You can see it may have been raining on my face just then. Yeah, good news. So what's the date today? I should know the date. I should really know the date. And it's October something. Say 22nd. I should check the date for you. Pretty significant date, so I should kind of know this. Yeah, that's right. 22nd. 22nd of October, and I just went to see my surgeon. Just got back, and yeah, well, what should I say? Basically, after I finished the chemo radiation, there's 3 tests they do. One is a colonoscopy to see how the chemo radiation went, which I did about 3 or 4 weeks ago now, 3 weeks ago, and that came back clear, no sign of the tumor. Then they do a biopsy of that area, and that came back no tumor. And then I did an MRI on Friday last week, and I went in today to get the results for that. I just got back, and there's no sign of cancer for that either, which is just so good news. And you're probably wondering why I'm probably emotional, but man, just waiting on those results. It's like it's always the night before or a couple of days before that, like, you just feel more tension in your body and obviously a bit of anxiety about what they are, because the results kind of dictate what's going to happen, man. So all 3 results, all 3 are clear, which is fantastic news. I asked the surgeon, like, on what percentage of people do they get this thing called a CCR, which is a clinical complete response, which is what Becky and I have been focusing on this whole time, and it happens in around 15% of these colorectal cases. He said anywhere it's between 0 and 30%, and he told us probably about 15% of people where there's actually absolutely no sign of cancer right now, from a physical, from a cellular level, well, what they can do from the biopsy, and from the MRI scan, which is great. And this is what, as I said, every night, just focus before I go to bed. I wanted a CCR. And I have it. I don't have it on the whiteboard anymore, but you can see this whiteboard here. This is my parents' basement where we live in. This is our walk-in wardrobe. I always call it the walk-in wardrobe because Becky wanted one. It's more just like IKEA racks, but on that whiteboard, or during the chemo radiation, I had CCR on there, and that's what I'd look at every night, and just focus on that. So happy I got it. So happy that I got a CCR. So what does that mean? Tomorrow I go see my oncologist and my radiology oncologist. So to talk about kind of the process. Most likely going to do this thing called watch and wait, which is actually very new. And my radiologist is a bit concerned with doing that approach, but basically it does, what it means is that for the next 2 years I'll be highly monitored, where I'll go get tested, inspected, fun times, quarterly for the next basically year or 2 to see if there's any growth, and if there is a growth again, then they will do surgery. So at the moment it looks like I won't do surgery unless there's a readmission and a sign that there is cancer. And they showed me photos of my rectum. Oh man, I look great. They show photos of the before and after, so before the cancer. Maybe I'll show you them. I don't know if anyone wants to see my rectum, but it showed you what before when I had the cancer, and then now, and it looks so much better, as much as a rectum can look great. So yeah, it's definitely not there, which is so good. And far out, just so much focus. You just need so much focus, and like every day just focusing on the right stuff and eating well and doing everything the doctor said, plus additional stuff in relation to mental health and everything like that. And we got what we wanted so far for this stage. I think in one of my first videos I talked about this being a marathon, and it's quite likely that readmission can happen. I think for my reading it's about 30% or 35% have readmission at 10.5 months. So 10.5 months from today would be the average, and as I said, 35% of get the readmission. So basically for the next 2 years I'm at a high risk, and then after that it drops off dramatically. But yeah, it's been really good. I think my dad's coming down the stairs. It's kind of awkward filming this thing like that. It's just... It's awkward enough filming these things, but then I'm living with my bloody parents. 36. I love living here. Honestly, my mum spoils me and my wife. It's great. I don't want to move, to be honest. But yeah, so still a high risk, and I still got to talk to both my other doctors tomorrow about making sure that they're okay with this path. But as I said, for people who do get this clinical complete response, this is a new kind of treatment option. So yeah, we'll have more. But remember, I just showed you my whiteboard. I don't know if you saw anything on there, but my new focus for now, and look at all my secret startup ideas, is that. So that's what I focus on every night, and I say it to myself every morning and every time I go to bed. And you can see there, that's called a CFF, cancer free forever. That's been my focus for the last month or so. Whenever I finish the whenever I finish the chemo radiation, which was about 8 weeks ago. Yeah, but just wanted to share that news with you. Just feels like so much kind of pressure off my shoulders, but the thing is, it's still an anxious time, because obviously readmission is possible. I have to get checked and bloody inspected every quarter, which is not the worst thing in the world, but it's just awkward. But things are doing really well, putting back on my weight. I actually have to go now in a couple of minutes because I do my exercise physio, so I go see an exercise physio and put 4 kilo on, so I'm back to 80 kilos. So I'm about 5 kilos, 6 kilos below what I was in London. But it does seem that I've changed my diet to being basically pescatarian. So just for last month, and I'm going to continue that, and just really expanding my... I was saying to someone actually about diet, like, if you think vegetarian or like pescatarian or whatever you want to diet minimizes what you can eat, it actually does the opposite. It actually expands what you can eat, because you can't get iron, because I'm not eating meat. I have to look for iron in other sources of foods. So I'm obviously eating a larger range of foods and more legumes, which with like a lot more beans and things like that. So I've actually expanded my range when it comes to eating since doing the pescatarian diet, and because of that, I'm not eating sugars and a lot of sugars or anything. So it's actually harder to put on the weight. I think it does seem that my healthy weight is around 80. Maybe I might get to 82. We'll see. But yeah, it's not bad. I feel light and easy. And pooping is great, and exercise is great, and my cardio is getting back up, and life's pretty good right now. And especially with these new results today. So really good news. Oh, just really good news. Really good news. And oh man, what a relief. It's not even a relief. It's like, it's just that, it's just the anxiety is kind of released now. It happened with every result I got. So the colonoscopy, it's like, I think the next day they told me it was fine. It wasn't, or it was the same day, I think. The biopsy took like a week, and the night before I called them. I got the same kind of release stress, which is great. And then today was the last one of those 3, and I'm just relieved, and can focus on, as I said, cancer free forever, CFF, and focus on getting healthy, getting even more healthy. We're crushing it right now, getting back to health, and just living a normal life, more healthier life. So that's what I'm focused on. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I'm sure I'll see you again soon. I haven't done one of these unedited ones for a while, and just felt with all this good news and stuff, just show you the raw emotion, eh? So thanks for tuning in again, and before I still keep repeating myself, cheers. I'll see you again soon. Thanks. How do I turn this thing off? I haven't done one.